Hi everybody, and thank you for joining me today. This is your mid-year check-in and monthly forecast for July 2015. This reading is a little bit different. I'm going to be doing an analysis for the oncoming 6 months through the houses, and so the first part of the reading will speak to the astrological house position, and then the second part of the video will be speaking to the astrological ruler of that house. So for example, for the first video, we're going to talk about house 1 position for all the signs, and you can click through in the about section to watch what's going on for your sun sign in that house. And then in the second part of the video, we'll do a regular reading for the house ruler of that house. So for the first house, that will be for Aries. You can also watch these videos for your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. The first video will be for rising. The rising and the house ruler will be the same. And then ultimately your sun sign is who you are and general scope of your month. The moon, or the next 6 months, the moon sign will be reflect how you feel about things, what you're absorbing, the resonance of your experience, and then the rising sign is what you project and who you aim to be in the world. All right, so for example, just click through to your sun sign in the about section, and then you can watch your video for the first house below, for example. I'll announce at the beginning of each video which house it's for, and then explain the house briefly. Also, if you know your house ruler for every single house, you can watch that video as well and gain perspective on what's going on in that house with greater detail. If you don't know your house ruler, you can check out my Astro profile reading where I can give you a overview of your house ruler positions. I can't do that for free, it's too much work, but you guys can figure it out by yourselves online. There's lots of resources for that as well. So I hope you enjoy this. I know it seems a little bit tricky, but once you get the hang of it, I think it's going to be very insightful and a nice overview for the next 6 months. All right, thanks very much for watching and stay tuned. All right, and welcome. And this is your house 1 reading. So house 1 is the ascending house. So this is the house that is ruled by your ascending sign, or the point at which the sun rose over the horizon at the time of your birth, or what sign rose above the horizon, sorry, not the sun. And then also at the end of this reading, I will be reading for Aries that rules house 1. So this is the ascendant house. It depicts all matters concerning the self, demeanor, vitality, personality, the self, who you are in the world. So this is the great first reading on the next 6 months and what will happen for us. So if you're watching this for your sun sign, just click through to your sun sign in the about section, and we'll be speaking to exactly what's happening to you as a person, your personality, etc. in the next 6 months. And then if you want to know more about feelings, then check your moon sign below and then click through to watch how the self is experienced and reflected and felt. And then also, if you want to figure out who you're becoming in the world this month, you can click through in the about section below to your rising or house ruler sign. For the first house only, the rising sign is the same as the house ruler. Finally, at the end of the reading, we'll switch to Aries and do a full quick reading for Aries for July 2015. All right, so let's begin. Now, since Aries is the house ruler, we'll start with Aries on every single reading, and I am reading with my own cards, the 19th century tarot. It's been a while since I've read with them, so I'm happy to read those for you. Now these are going to be not full readings, are going to be, well, they are full readings. These are the triad readings I recently featured on my website. A lot of you guys are getting them, and I think they're really great. Triads allow for discourse to happen between the cards. I'll show you what I mean in just a sec. So for Aries, in the first house only for the next 6 months, let's pick 3 cards. Aries, in the next 6 months, in the first house, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, so we have 3 cards. Let's pick the first one. This is called the thesis or the argument card. So 8 of Cups, disenchantment with who you may be in the world, maybe disassociation with things that you had felt were important at some point, a willingness to walk away in new directions, even though something was once full of life. This is the circumstance of the issue of yourself for the next 6 months, Aries. And so you're going to be concerned with developing and feeling passion for who you are once again. Now let's see what the antithesis is. I can't say antithesis well, so this is the antithesis. So this is the counteracting principle to the first card. Wonderful. So we have the Chariot card here in the middle as the antithesis to the disassociation of feelings that you will be having towards yourself as a person. Now in this position, the Chariot means that you're actually overcoming certain barriers that you have experienced in the past. Things that have once oppressed you no longer do, and now it's time for you to move forward and be successful achieving what you need to achieve. So no wonder things seem trivial at times to you. Things don't have the same smell and resonance that they did once before. So therefore, this is the antithesis or the suggestion of what's actually in conflict. You're actually persevering, overcoming, and so therefore what was once dealt is not so relevant anymore. The synthesis of the circumstance is the 3 of Discs. So how this is going to resolve itself. You're going to pour yourself into work, Aries. You're going to focus on your job and vitality. You're going to be detail-oriented, focusing on minute details. This is a part of your overcoming. Many of you may have graduated at this time or gotten a certain kind of certification or have excelled in a job and had been promoted. And so therefore, you step up to the challenge. Maybe the whole scope of the new journey before you is not clear. You're focused more on the detail, mundane tasks of day to day, but they are getting noticed, so don't worry. So for yourself, expect the next 6 months not to be full of excitement, but expect happiness and fulfillment as well as acknowledgement of work well done. So very good. Okay, so now we're going to switch over to Taurus, and we're going to look at the first house placement for Taurus. So you can watch this part if it's your moon, rising, or sun sign Taurus. This is the thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. All right, so let's take a look for Taurus for the next 6 months, July to December 2015. Your personality. Wow, you're really putting it all out there. King of Cups says you're putting your heart on your sleeve. You're letting other people know what your ambitions are, what you hope to achieve, and who you want to be is more important. This is a huge card connecting us to our patriarchal lineage. So whether our fathers are here on earth or whether they have passed, the connection to our patriarchal line is refined through the King of Cups. So what kind of people do we want to be? What kind of yang energy do we want to bring forward into reality through the notions, throughout the stories that our family history has woven for us? So this is the primary concerning factor of your next 6 months. You're going to be very oriented about morality, issues of fairness and kindness, and setting wrongs right. Also, you're going to be very apt to make gestures towards other people, gestures of ceremony, gestures of emotion, of kindness and understanding. Now let's look at the antithesis. The antithesis is 5 of Swords. Expect conflict in your journey. Your environment is not going to be prepared for you to be as kind, as generous, as awoken as you are trying to be. Now this is the problem for the entire world, not just you, Taurus. This is something that has happened for many, many years, and that's why change is so difficult. 5 of Swords says you're going to have opposition, so make sure that you don't become overbearing and you don't ruffle feathers in the changes you're trying to make and instill. So the outcome card is beautiful. This is the synthesis of the issue. The synthesis of the issue is called the familiar card. The familiar card denotes strength in other tarot decks. In my deck, it speaks to the connection over our own primary nature and our ability to connect to an animal truth that is buried deep within us. So through this process of sharing, caring, and connecting to the world, facing opposition and circumspection for being so open, you find a new way to manage strength and a new way to rule the world around you. This is a very auspicious reading, Taurus. Way to go. The next 6 months should look great. Okay, so now we are on to Gemini. Gemini, sun sign, moon sign, or rising sign. For the next 6 months, thesis, antithesis, synthesis. Great. So Gemini, whether this is your sun, rising, or moon sign, this is going to talk about your personality, first house, type of matters associated with your who you are in the world, how you show yourself, the first step you take. Let's talk about the thesis. King of Wands. Wow, okay, a gregarious leader, someone who shares with their community, has passion, someone who cannot wake up being cross with someone even if they've had the biggest argument with them the night before. This king is apt to leave before he's going to get engaged in a second conflict. So this is the energy through which you're working through the next 6 months. And so therefore you're going to be shining bright, a leadership, being generous, being kind, and channeling all the goodness in the world through your own energy, trying to make the world a brighter, happier, more positive place. The antithesis, wow, okay, the Tower. The Tower signifies a wave of opposition. So this is a very famous painting and the natural disaster of the wave that rocked Japan. Now, the Tower card signifies, and oftentimes people, when they are at their best, they're challenged the most. Expect waves of challenge to wash over you, stripping you down to the core. You want to be gregarious, and then you're going to be challenged with things that will make you sad, that will challenge you from being happy and jovial. You want to be kind and generous, yet you yourself get stripped of items, so you feel as though you don't have enough to share. Those aren't necessarily the circumstances for every single Gemini, but picture a world where you want to be at your best, but the world throws you the biggest curveballs. Now, for the synthesis of the idea, we have the Mage. So, again, a very powerful reading. So far, everybody's getting huge first house readings. The outcome is the Magician. The Magician is the creator. He is the one who can make things happen. So we have two trumps in this reading, signifying that this is a massive reading for you. This reading, this first house transition, all the challenges you will face, and you will rise above, becoming a new person. You will be able to make change in the world for yourself and those around you. You are very powerful this month, this 6 months, sorry, Gemini. Whether it's your rising sign, your moon, or your sun sign, this is the time for you to create, overcome atrocity, overcome opposition. Those things that you have not been able to become in the past, face them now, because the momentum is there for you to become a very powerful being by December. So now let's look at Cancer. Cancer in the first house, whether it's your rising, your sun, or your moon sign. Thesis, antithesis, synthesis. Okay, so let's take a look for you, Cancer. Cancer, thesis. King of Wands again. Okay, Cancer, you as well want to be generous. You want to be on point. You want to share of yourself with the world around you. You want entertainment, happiness, a good time. With Cancer, it's a little bit different. This is more to do with having fun, enjoying the company of the people you're with. I think that this is on the heels of some real challenges that many Cancers have faced over the last little while. And so therefore, you're really looking for fun. You're looking to connect. You're really looking to have a good time with others and really make an impression on new people so that new opportunities are not tainted with those things from the past. Let's see what the antithesis brings. Antithesis. By the time I'm done this, I'll say this perfectly. This is where my second language really shows. The antithesis, Empress. Whether you yourself are a mother or whether your mother steps in and says, hold your horses, slow down. So the act of creation chimes in and points your focus and attention on yin energy, on the fact that happiness is not the be-all, end-all. Although this is a powerful card, the trump is always more powerful. It signifies a massive lesson you are learning. So, whether your mother stepping in or whether your own beauty attracts the attention of a potential new partner and slows down and refocuses you on exactly who and what you want to be. Whether you are a man or a woman, the need to get in touch with femininity is here. And your own femininity is really going to shine through and is going to give a lot of context, not a little, to and substance to the experience of the King of Wands, who tends to like to keep things light. The outcome is the Four of Swords. That's right, so that really ties in the reading. Here, the Four of Swords means rest and recuperation. I think if you would have kept on going in this manner, you would have burnt yourself out. Your inner feminine, divine feminine says, no, your body needs rest, kindness, and understanding. Focus on work, sleep, enjoyment of good food, and then you will become who you want to become. And so therefore, through the Four of Swords, you take rest and you forgive yourself for the things that you haven't become, so as not to slave drive yourself into an early grave. Let's take a look at Leo. I hope you guys are enjoying this new format of readings. This way I can get the readings to everyone kind of at the same time. Everybody gets a little taste at some point in time, regardless of my schedule. Leo, the first house, the thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. Okay, so let's take a look. The first house, the thesis for Leo, beautiful. Leo stepping out into a new world, shining bright. Jupiter is moving into Virgo within a month, and so therefore the world is yours. You have been blessed by Jupiter, whether it's your sun, your rising, or your moon, and now you hold all that energy within you to share with others. The whole world is an interconnected organism, so there's an exchange of energy between those who have and those who haven't. It's a perpetual energy, and so therefore that exchange of energy between haves and have-nots must exist. You can't harbor the energy for yourself. Your journey begins on how to project yourself in the world, who you are. You may have experienced a complete wake-up call, and now you're relearning who you are inside, what it means to be you, and who you want to be. The antithesis, Eight of Cups. Well, you may have felt, Leo, a little bit disenchanted with the whole process. Jupiter leaving your ruling leaving your house can feel a bit daunting, because he is such a giving planet, and especially for those of you who he gives the most at the end. So in the last little while, Leos may have felt an overabundance of generosity enter their life. And so therefore the world may seem bleak, or who you are, you may feel disenchanted, you may feel disconnected. And so therefore, planning out a new path may seem trivial, if not perplexing, not being sure exactly what is the right path, or what's the right way. The outcome of the card, the Empress, mother, woman, getting in touch with your divine feminine. Even though there's such a strong antithesis in your cards, Leo, the two trumps really signify that you're going to get in touch with your feminine. Whether you're a man or a woman, you're going to be getting in touch with the divine feminine, feeling more beautiful, enchanted, and in touch with your body and the creative aspect of being human. Also for men, your wife or your partner may step in, or gay women may step in and prove to be a huge influence on you. This is going to be an inspiration, and this is the way that you're going to exit through December. So even though maybe in July, August, September, you don't feel that excited, you're perplexed, wondering about what's going to be, the outcome is going to be positive. So sit tight, your personality is going to come around full circle. So now we're going to read for Virgo. Virgo for the first house. So thesis, antithesis, and synthesis for Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. And of course your rising is the ruler for the first house. So your thesis, Virgo, is Six of Discs. Sharing is caring. And so therefore you step into your ideal role. That's what everybody says Virgos are about. Sharing, caring, exchange of property, wealth, getting down on your knees, working hard for someone else in order to make their life better, but also the ability to receive. So during the next 6 months, you're going to be really walking into that wealth of generosity that is seated deep within who you are as a person. You will connect well with others and find many mutually beneficial exchange relationships. Now this means a variety of types of relationships, be they romantic, friendship, or work. Expect good planning, good financial stability, and that being the focus of your personality for the next 6 months. Antithesis, the King of Discs. King of Discs means great if you're a male Virgo. If you're a male Virgo, this means that you are on top of your game. This becomes almost trivial. King of Discs means that you've already mastered your business and you're moving forward, and now you're going to be looking at philanthropy and kind of walking through the stages of generosity and sharing, even though you've mastered your role. Women can achieve this as well, but also you may become connected to, remember this is the antithesis, so you may be connected to a man who has achieved, and so therefore his pace of life does not match your pace of life, and so therefore becomes a problem. So he may want to go boating or go play tennis, whereas you need to roll up your sleeves and work hard. So you're trying to have an exchange relationship while this person's putting pressure on you. So it's either you're feeling so affluent on top of your game yourself that some is coming into conflict with genuine sharing because you have no need to receive at this point. You've already achieved what you need to achieve and you just want to give. Or alternately, you're in proximity to a person who doesn't need anything you can give, and so therefore he's distracting you from your own kind of karmic pursuit of giving and sharing. What's the synthesis of that? The Fool, new beginnings. So you're gonna really have to face who you are, Virgo, and change yourself. And by the end of this 6-month period, you're going to look at wealth and money in a different way. This is saying that clearly. Your personality is going to take a left turn, and you're going to focus completely differently on what it means to have money, what it means to be financially independent, what it means to be sharing with others, and what is important, what are the important aspects of sharing. Okay, so now let's move on to Libra. Libra in the first house. So Libra in the first house, the thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. Libra, let's take a look at you. Here we go. Libra in the first house. Awesome. You're exactly where you want to be. You feel confident and strong. You don't need to go far to feel your niche, and you're going to have lots of people around you supporting you, and that's what Libra really likes, to be who they want to be and have that base of support and comfort, connections, interconnections, and everybody being in agreement. You do not need to venture far in order to find your place in society, Libra, this 6 months. So you're going to feel really that you can be composed and within yourself what's important to be you, and focus on those things right now. The antithesis. Expect a little bit of a burnout, a push and pull, a go, start and stop, timing, two things happening. You may be required to burst open with tons of energy. These are both wand cards, so they're requiring you to have tons of energy right on top, just wow everyone. But you may also have moments where you're just going to need to stop and rest, like Flaming June here. So what you're going to have the need to do is, there's going to be moments where you're going to have to come out of your comfort zone and beat through, explode, and then you're going to want to come back in. Let's see what the synthesis of the circumstance is. Ace of Swords. Communication. This 6 months, Libra, you are going to learn ways to communicate your needs to other people about what you need to manage resources, your emotional, your spiritual, your personality resources well. And so the Ace of Swords signifies that you're going to learn to tell people, my boundary is this. I don't have time anymore. I can't mediate your issues any further. I will need some time to rest, or I'm going to burn out and everybody's going to lose out. All right, Libra, it looks like a really great time for you over the next 6 months for your personality. Learn to define your boundaries quickly and you'll be very, very successful. All right, so next we have Scorpio. Scorpio in the first house, who you are. This is for Scorpio sun, moon, and rising. And the rising sign just for the first house is also the house ruler. So this is for the next thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. So let's take a look for Scorpio. Scorpio, here we go. Okay, you're going to be a renegade for the next 6 months. You're going to have your own priorities, your own goals, and your own ways of looking at circumstances. And so therefore, right away, I see the challenge. The challenge is that you need to mitigate your point of view against other people, and that can be very hard for Scorpio. They think and feel very deeply, and so therefore to bridge the divide between themselves and others can be a challenge. Be careful of being ruthless. At the same time, you can be extremely heroic at this time. Make sure not to fly outside of your comfort zone, or you yourself may have problems, you may have challenges, you may face some negative side effects of being so brave. The thing that's encouraging you is an income or some money that has come into you. Wealth and security are propelling you to edge forward and be more daring, be more assertive, be more on the wild side. This is egging you on. Remember, this is the challenge card or the antithesis. So here it suggests that over the next 6 months, you're going to want to take chances and you're going to want to do kind of crazy things. And this card is saying money is actually going to be a bit of a challenge for you, or antithesis for that, because there's going to be money. Alternately, for some of you Scorpios, this money means that it's going to slow you down. It's going to say, I have a lot to lose. I'm not going to be off the cuff. This could also represent a friend who you're mimicking. The friend would be an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini person, someone who is very quick on their feet. They're as strong with their thoughts as you are with your feelings, Scorpio. So therefore, if you are mimicking or molding yourself after someone like this, make sure to check your money and that you don't jeopardize your financial wealth. The outcome card is the Ace of Discs. Now, this is for fun and entertainment, but Scorpio, Ace of Discs suggests that you should be taking financial risks at this time. You have money, and it suggests that there could be a new chance for better money. This is the card, this is the sequence of the investor. It really looks like you should take risks, but remember, my advice is not for business practices. You should always follow business consulting advice and not my own, but the cards do say that there's opportunities when you are a little bit on the wild side this month or the next 6 months, and you yourself will have new beginnings. So personality-wise, your ego may explode over this time because you feel so energized and energetic about the chances you're taking. Pretty cool. So the next sign I'll be reading for is Sagittarius. Sagittarius, thesis, antithesis, synthesis. Oops, sorry. So let's take a look, Sagittarius. Once again, I'm sorry for posting so late for June, but here we go. Again, you're the 11th house, so it's going to be a while till I get there, but in the meantime, here's some reading. the thesis for your card, the Chariot, beautiful, overcoming, generous, overcoming life's purpose. For those of you who practice vibrational energy and wanting to increase your vibrational energy, this is the card for you. The Chariot says that you have put to rest some kind of demon that you've been fighting. You have put to rest something that is in opposition to you. You have learned your lesson and persevered. This is the card of success. This is the card of generosity. This is the card of kindness and understanding of humanity and being reciprocal to it. The antithesis, Princess of Swords. Beautiful card. She's the one who wonders. She knows she's persevered, but she has a wondering, doubting mind. She wonders if she's done the right thing. She yearns after long-lost causes. She thinks about and ruminates about the past. Now, we can't be down on her for saying, oh, you shouldn't be this way. In fact, she has her place in society, and we need people like this. But remember, all your persevering, there's going to be something that holds you back, and that's the Princess of Swords. If this is a person, she or he could be, this could be a young boy as well, could be an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra young male. So this is the person who can stick their finger in your wound and reignite everything that you've overcome. So this is a challenger. Or maybe you want to go forward, you want to succeed, but there's still someone who's kind of pulling at your attention, still needs you. So you're being held back by this person in some way. The outcome, the Death card. Again, really powerful reading. A lot's happening for people. We're all consolidating a lot of feelings and emotions. Remember, this is first house, so who we are in the world. And so who we are in the world, you're going to change. So regardless of what this person does, regardless of how this person interjects, you're going to change, you're going to take a different direction in the world, and you're going to make fundamental transitions. Also, there's the reawakening of new opportunities for you, new directions in the wake of what was lost. This is the phoenix rising out of the ashes. This is not stagnation. This reading is about transition, movement, change of attitude, change of perspective, and molding yourself in new ways. The next, we're going to read for Capricorn. Now this is for 6 months, for July to December, sorry, Capricorn. The thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. These are going to be a lot of work. They're already getting long. That's okay. I don't mind. I really wanted a way to make sure everybody gets a reading in early. And I think the first house is a really important place to start. So, Capricorn, thesis, Seven of Swords. You're figuring out who you want to be and what you want to leave about yourself in the past. This is your time to kind of sneak away from circumstances that no longer become you. When you don't want to participate in an activity with people anymore, something that's harming you, particularly if it's maybe food addiction, if you realize that you're not eating well, and Capricorn is so focused on their body and what they ingest. So if it's food addiction, then you separate yourself from people around you who eat unhealthy and venture out to find people who eat well while still holding some connection. Seven of Swords is not abandoning everything. It's about taking care of yourself, making sure that you're doing what your body needs, what your mind needs, what you need. The antithesis to this, the Hierophant. There's a great lesson in this. So as you're venturing forth and kind of clearing the way for what you need, you're going to learn some lessons. And maybe you'll have some lessons about what you really need for who you are as a person. This is the card of enlightenment. And so therefore, as you're racing through the next 6 months, make sure that you're listening and that you're being attentive to the counsel and wisdom of others, be it children or elderly. Now the synthesis of the circumstance, King of Discs. You learn how to be philanthropic on a new level. Share and give with others. Share of yourself. share of who you are, share of who you want to be. You've achieved a certain level of financial success and independence, and now you can share with others. Also, a person could come in who could help you figure out who you are amid all this transition. This person would be a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus male. So this could be a role model, a businessman. He could be your boss, someone who steps in and says, whoa, wait a minute, look at all this change. I know you're confused, but I can help. So Capricorn, just walk through this time. Be decisive in deciding what you want and what you don't want about yourself, but also make sure that you listen to the wisdom and counsel of others, and then ultimately you will run into somebody very probably who will make a huge impact on you in the form of being a role model. Now Aquarius. So this is first house for Aquarius. This is sun, moon, and rising. Rising in the first house is also the house ruler for the first house. So here we go, the thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. Okay, so let's take a look at your house positions. This is for Aquarius. Aquarius, thesis, temperance. Aquarius is known for being here, there, everywhere. They're creative, they're genius. And so therefore, this card reminds us to combine everything that we've learned into some practical working application. In the terms of the first house, you bring focus and attention to things that need most in your life, about who you are, about who you want to be, about where you're going. You learn to communicate effectively, and learn to communicate effectively about where you're going, and you learn to evoke from others. You learn to evoke from others inspiration and direction about who you're going to be. Now, the antithesis, the rebel, Prince of Swords. Now, this is Aquarius. This could be you, or this could be somebody else coming in and stirring up a muck. This could be a friend who brings out the Prince of Swords in you. Prince of Swords is the reckless thinker, the evil genius, but also very heroic and brave. So sometimes but no one else understands what he's about, but yet he has a certain path that he makes for himself and is successful in doing so and achieves it. So the synthesis for Aquarius is the Six of Cups. Reflection, understanding, a time of pause. So I think that the next 6 months for Aquarius will be about consolidating things, will be about learning to combine all the different impressions and inspiration that your mind is easily able to hold. I think what's going to get in the way a little bit is the recklessness, the thrive for adventure, but yet ultimately you will slow down and focus on what's important to you, kindness and reciprocity with others, particularly emotional reciprocity. And then finally we have Pisces, and Pisces in the first house. This is who you are, Pisces, in the first house over the next 6 months. Let's take a look. The thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. Okay, let's take a look, Pisces. The thesis, 10 of discs. Wealth, abundance. You are at the top of your game, Pisces. Your family supports you. People around you support you. If you do not have family, then surrogates come in, surrogate family. You're able to enact wisdom, influence on others. You're bright, you're shiny, you're happy, and you're just full of life and joy. Your ability to share with others, and this isn't necessarily earning, this is enjoying the wealth that you have earned. Maybe some of you Pisces have been working your little butts off, and now you can enjoy the spoils of all your hard work. The antithesis of the circumstance, the Empress. For many of you Pisces, the Empress signifies touching in with the feminine. There's physical wealth, but then there's yin wealth, which is so much more abundant. Giving of yourself. This is, for many Pisces, who you are in the world will be mother or becoming mother. Also getting in touch with your matriarchal line, the rulership of your mother's teachings, your grandmother's lessons, etc. And so therefore this will be enriching your experience of who you are in the world over the next 6 months. The outcome is sharing and giving and caring. We have 2 discs cards and a trump. So the outcome will be of receiving as much as you give and sharing and giving in the same way between yourself and others, caring for others. Pisces, by far, this is the best house, first house positions. Expect a very nice time. Don't doubt yourself. Go after it. If you want to switch jobs, this is a great time to raise yourself in the world. Your physical prowess and prominence is really on point. You're looking great. Get that crazy haircut. It's gonna look good. All right, so thanks very much everyone for joining in the first house reading. Now I'm going to do a small reading for Aries. I'm going to be doing my 10 card spread, and I'm reading a deck, a Polish deck by Robert. I don't know his last name, but it's really quite beautiful. So I chose to read it for you today. But I will link it in the description below, the proper name. It's a really long, like 10-letter last name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is your reading, Aries, for the month of July. We'll go through this reading quickly. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups, new emotional beginning, new opportunities in love, new friendships awaken, old friendships and relationships take a new spin. This is the Emperor. The Empress, 4 of Cups, 7 of Swords, Ace of Swords, King of Swords, wow, the Wheel of Fortune, 5 of Swords, and 2 of Cups. Love is in the air for you, Aries. Aries, Emperor, finding your one true love, very likely this month. At the center of the reading, the King of Swords. King of Swords represents Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius male. Someone is got their eyes on you. Someone loves you very much. This could be your father, particularly if your father is of those signs, or it could be a potential partner. This is a major love reading. I think that you're going away, running away from the fear of the opportunities that the Wheel of Fortune brings, and you're running into love, straight into love. There's messages coming at you from the Page of Swords. Page of Swords represents also Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra, and you're afraid of failing, but yet you succeed so much with love and persevering. So let's go one by one through the cards, and I'll explain them briefly for you. King, the Emperor, is at the top. This is the card coming through your crown chakra. It designates love, relationships, passion, who you are in the world. This is the Emperor, which is everything to do with industry, business, the family in a structural sense, everything at work. What crosses him is the Empress, or the mother, the feminine line. So we have yin and yang crossing themselves, crossing each other for you, right at the center of the reading. And then at the top, what we have is an offer. So for those of you who are you're going to receive an offer. You're going to receive some kind of declaration. Not everybody's going to get engaged, but many of you are. This is the prime environment for this. This is somebody who has foresight and perspective on other people, someone who sees very far. This is the heart chakra, the green chakra, the King of Swords. He has perspective, he sees what the real deal is, and he sets a clear course about what to do and how to achieve things. Now, there's going to be a message coming through Page of Swords. Remember, we have the King of Swords here, so this could very well be the same person, not always so. Right now, air people are very important to you. Ideas, notions, concepts. We do have 5 swords, which says there's a lot of communication for you, probably after the 11th of June when Mercury goes direct Aries. You're going to be going off the charts. There's going to be a friend who sends you an idea. Listen to your friends, particularly those ones who are Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. What you're afraid of is failure and breaking down, not succeeding, not making your way. So let's talk about the 7 of Swords here. We have 7 of Swords and you're running away. You're leaving some things behind. You in the position is the Wheel of Fortune. So this kind of means, this means that the decisions that you make are to your own benefit. So make sure that you trust yourself about what you're leaving behind. Some of those things you may feel not that confident leaving behind. Trust me, it's a good decision. Go forward. The outcome, the direction that you make will make you happy and will fill you with love. It will set you in the right direction. Love helps us to ground ourselves and focus and go in the direction that will lead us to better growth, better opportunities in the future. Remember, up here we have the Emperor as overlooking the entire reading. He's giving structure and order. So this 2 of Cups that could feel very feminine, very emotive, very lacking of structure is actually quite focused. And so therefore there is a pragmatic organization of thought, a pragmatic modus of attack. There's a resolution that you are going to achieve. All right, thanks Aries for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this reading for July, and I hope you all enjoyed the first house reading. I will be back in August with a more regular reading, provided that you guys don't ask me to read like this all the time. Bye!